the name of the Doors comes from the Aldous Huxley book, The Doors of Perception. It's about opening the doors, opening your eyes, opening your mind to the universe, and marvelous universe. We wanted to give the fans the best possible sound we could. Given that CDs a couple of years ago were not really that good, this is like state-of-the-art fidelity. So we took the masters, the master tracks, the 4 tracks, the 8 tracks, the 16 track, the master multi-tracks, and just gave them state-of-the-art massaging and put them into this wonderful little context. And we found all kinds of things in there that we, remembered when we heard them. We said, oh, yeah, let's put those in as little cookies. Some Robbie Krieger guitar things and some keyboard stuff, Jim's background vocals, and Jim saying she gets high. We could in Break On Through to the Other Side. We could never do that back in 1967. It was a great deal of fun doing it. It was like being back with Jim and with Paul Rothchild. They're not with us anymore on planet Earth, but they're certainly with us in the creativity. And we went back to being kids again. It was like 40 years ago for the first album, and 67, 8, 9, 70, and that was it. That's all. The songs were over with. So, what a joy! It was a lot of fun to do that whole thing in its setting, in a recording studio where the Doors belong. And the Doors get together in a recording studio. Morrison comes along, Rothchild comes along. So there were 4 living and 2 ghosts with us. But it was it couldn't have been better. It was just a wonderful spiritual time. In the book I wrote, the novel, The Poet in Exile, it's a story of a rock star who stages his own death. Now, there were so many people coming in, and still are, Jim Morrison's alive. He faked his own death, didn't he? Faked his own death. At one point I thought to myself, you know what? All right, I'm going to give you a novel. It's a novel. It's a work of fiction. Now, let's not forget, folks, and I think a lot of people have forgotten. My God, Ray's written a book about Jim Morrison staging his own death. I wanted to give Jim Morrison the rest of his life, or a long period of his life anyway. So we get to see how he stages his own death in Paris. His death is a great tragedy in my life. 27 years, that's way too short. But then it's interesting that the 27-year thing, it's like Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix was 27, Kurt Cobain was 27, Brian Jones, and I think there's some others I can't remember right off the top of my head, but how interesting that they're all 27. And if you believe in numerology at all, that 7 and 2 is 9. 9 is like the ultimate number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it begins to repeat. And in Chinese numerology, you get 9 incarnations on the wheel of life. Starting off at a 1, not knowing much, to 2, learning the lessons all the way around to number 9. 9 is the last time. And at your death, you do not have to reincarnate. You can choose to if you want to, but you can go off back into the void, back into the existence, back into the sun that we came from. So there's something about that number 9, man, and it's just, but it's way too young for all those great artists. What a tragedy. Success carries with it the seeds of its own destruction. The indulgence of fame, which invariably hits the lead singer for the most part, although I was going to say Brian Jones wasn't the lead singer, but it was Brian Jones' band. He always thought of Rolling Stones. Wait a minute, it's my band, But Joplin and Hendrix and Kurt Cobain and Jim were all overindulged. People would never say to them, hey, stop it, jerk. You can't, no way, you can't get away with that kind of stuff. Because I certainly know with Jim, it was always, what do you want, man? What do you want, girls? You want pills? You want grass? Come on with me. I got everything, anything you want. You want acid? You want a drink? Here, Jim, have a drink. So they overindulged the stars, and they never called them on the carpet, saying, you can't do that, man. That's jerky. Don't be a jerk, for God's sake. Who do you think you are? I think I'm Jim Morrison. Oh, whoa, I worship you. You're fabulous. So success carries that danger of overindulgence.